All right. So, thank you guys for coming out. It's pretty wild, it's the week before spring break. Can we get a little bit of hype for that? Yeah, week before spring break, let's go. I'm tired of this shit. I need to get the fuck out of here, am I right? Oh my god. So, for the rest of the show, though, I gotta ask you guys a question. So, just out of kindness to me personally, give us your attention, Would you put your phones away? Look at us. I know I sound like a fucking boomer, but just please. All right? Okay, so let's get into this thing. All right, so my name is Ezana Mekonnen. I'm the president of the Comedy Conglomerate and the host for tonight, and also the first performer. So, yay me, I guess. Okay. Stroking my ego never gets old. All right. I was walking around campus today, and I noticed something kind of weird. A lot of people have crosses on their foreheads, and I'm a Christian. Okay, I am. I swear to God, I'm a Christian. But I didn't know what the fuck was going on, so I was like, man, somebody pulled the greatest prank of all time. Snuck into everyone's bedroom and started drawing on their foreheads. Why did they draw a dick? That's what I was wondering. Oh man, the Catholics are not gonna like that. Something called Ash Wednesday. Yeah. All right. I want to get into when I was a kid. I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I don't think my bit's going to be that long. So I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? When I was younger, my family had a goat, right? Like an animal, like a goat. And we used to let it walk around the house and shit. I'm Ethiopian. I should probably preface with that. Doesn't happen here in the United States. And they told me, this is your best friend now. This goat is your best friend. They let me name it. Its name was BB. Okay? I was like, BB, my favorite goat. And then it would headbutt me, and I would fall to the ground as a 4-year-old. I would go flying, And then one day, we were eating dinner, and I didn't see BB, and I was like, what's going on? Where's the goat? Where's the goat? And they told me, you're eating it. I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean I'm eating the goat? But it was delicious, so I wasn't upset. That goat was my best friend, and I wasn't mad that I just ate it. Yeah, I was a gullible-ass kid. Really fucking gullible. When I was 6 years old, here's another story. When I was 6 years old, my aunt, we were driving on the highway to my parents' house, because she had me out for the day or some shit. When you're a kid, you don't have shit to do. So she was like, come with me. And I saw a Chili's on the side of the road, and I was like, yo, can we do that? Can we go to Chili's? I've heard great things from the ads. Yo, I saw those fucking shrimp frying, baby. I need some of that. As a 6-year-old dude. We walked in there, and I was like, yo, baby back ribs brings back memories of the goat. Let me get those. Let's bring back that trauma, a little PTSD in the day, never heard of it. All right, so I ordered the baby back ribs. She's sitting across from me eating her burger. We're having a good time. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done. We gonna leave or what? And she's like, oh, I just checked my wallet. We don't have any money. I'm 6. I don't know what the fuck money is. So I'm like, what do you mean money? We're out of money? And she's like, yeah, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. I was like, oh, no. And she's like, well, we got a couple options here, okay? I'm going to go talk to the manager real quick, and I'll see what we can do. So she, disappears into, a side area. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's talking to the manager. She can cheese this way out. I know us Ethiopians, we can get out of anything. We're good, right? She walks in there, disappears. And I'm like, okay. She's gone for 5 minutes. She comes back out. And she's like, okay, so he said you're going to have to work here for the rest of your life. I was 6, and I was like, yeah, those baby back ribs, man, I get it. They were delicious. I can see how they be that expensive. So I was like, oh my God. And she's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out of this. We're going to sneak out the front door, okay? So me and my aunt fucking crept out the front door. Imagine, this is a restaurant full of people. They just see me, a little 6-year-old, and my aunt just, right? And I believed her. And then she told me while we were in the car, you can never go back to Chili's. They have your face on a picture I saw them printed out. And I was like, oh no! And then I didn't go back to Chili's for 14 years. I believed the lie. Oh man. My parents convinced me that if I drank dark beverages, I would die. That's not a joke. I was 5 years old. Well, it is a joke, but I was 5 years old. And they were like, if you drink any dark soda, you'll die. Like, when I go to McDonald's, I have to be very careful. I was like, oh my God, I hope they have Sprite. I can't do Coke. And I would drink that beverage and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my God. I believed that lie till I was like 16. I didn't taste Coke until I was 16 years old. First time ever. And I drank it, and I was like, this is the best shit ever. What the fuck? But then I went to the bathroom, and I was like, I was kind of still in that mindset. So I took off my shirt, and I looked at my chest, and it's kind of cold, so I had like goosebumps, but I thought I had hives, and I thought I was dying. This is me at 16. I'm a gullible motherfucker. I'm not even kidding. And then like, I went to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I drank Coke. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she looked at me, and I think she forgot that she told me that, because she just looked at me and she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you told me if I drink dark beverages, I'm gonna die, like I'm allergic to them. And she's like, yeah, we lied to you. I was like, why? She's like, I don't know, I thought it was funny. It wasn't even for my health. I mean, think about this, right? Like, I'm allowed to drink Sprite, but not Coca-Cola? The sugar's the same. It was bullshit, I don't know. Yeah, another time I got like befuddled, bamboozled even, one might even say, was when I was like 15, right? And my cousins, they all told me like, yo, you should go kick that mound of dirt. And I was like, because we were outside playing. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna kick the fuck out of that mound of dirt. Because they just told me that it was cool. And they're like, yeah, if you do that, dude, you're the coolest guy in the friend group. And I was like, hell yeah. These are the cool cousins. You know what I'm talking about? The ones who bring alcohol to the family events? I was like, hell yeah. So I went there, I kicked it, and then a fuck ton of wasps came out. And they were just laughing at me. I was like, damn, am I cool yet though? Like, yeah, I was like a little kid. All right, that's my bit for now. Okay, you can clap for kidding. It's cool too. Okay. All right. So our next performer, his name is AJ. It's his first time performing, so give him a warm round of applause. All right. All right. Thank you.
Come the fuck up. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I hope this doesn't get fucking caught. If it does, I'll be very fucking mad. Alright. God damn it. Well, there goes 30 seconds of my bit. Alright. Y'all don't understand. I know this is my first performance, as Ezana said. But Bernie Mac said it best when he did his first performance at Def Jam. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. Well, I'm not him, all right? And I am scared of you motherfuckers. All right? I hate my parents, man. I hate them niggas. You wanna know why I hate them? I'm gonna tell you why. I have to do dishes when I go home. Right? Now, I love my mother, right? The problem with doing that is I have to drive through four states. I have to drive through the treacherous terrain of North Carolina, the racist state of South Carolina, 4 lanes in Georgia, I-95, niggas going 95 in the 70. Me, I love my mother, right? I'm rushing, speeding down the 77, 26, 95, going 71. I get there, I live on a military post. Hasn't been bombed by Russia yet, surprisingly. I walk, I knock on the door, my stepdad's like, hey, you're alive. Don't know why. And then we talk, he's like, how long did you get here? I said the whole time. As I'm sitting there, I look in the kitchen, I see dishes just piled up to the fucking ceiling, because this nigga just doesn't want to do them. And then I walk into the living room, there's couches flipped, holes in walls. My sister is out here playing Uno with fucking roaches. But that's not even the worst part. My parents decided, you know how we peak you peak in high school? That was my fucking parents. They peaked when I was in high school, right? They never decided, hey, let's rinse off the dishes, let's wash them off. No, that's your job, right? So I'm sitting there, just minding my own business, blah, blah, blah. But I'm gonna take you back long time ago, 1990, no, well, I'm gonna take you back to when I was in high school. And going back to high school, I remember I would have to get up at the crack of dawn. It was still still dark outside, not black outside. I would get up, I would stretch, I would literally pray to the Lord being like, God, I know these niggas are retarded, but I'm gonna need you to please have these dishes washed. Because I would here's how it work. I would sit down with these dog-ass niggas, right? We would sit, I would eat, I would do dishes before I went to bed. I would go walk to my mother, tell her, please don't die in your sleep. Then I would go upstairs, go to sleep. So as I'm sitting here doing my morning prayer, like, God, please. So I walk out, and I'm creeping down the stairs into the kitchen like a nigga trying to steal something trying to rob a house. I turn on the light, and the same dishes I washed the night before are now back in the sink. Now, the problem is that, as I stated before, I love my mother, right? As I said before, right? She's a bitch. I'm gonna tell you why she's a bitch. Because my mother, who here likes to drink tea? I hate you. So, at least, here's why I don't like tea drinkers. Because my mother decided, hey, when she drinks tea, she'll leave the tea bags in the teacup overnight, and they'll get rock hard and solid, like some fucking frat boy looking at some girl he wants to fuck, but she doesn't like him back. So, so as a result, I have to go take a fucking excavator and remove the tea bags out of the cup because they're literally just rock solid. But the problem is that, as I would go complain to my mother, why would you do that? I have this simping nigga, which is my stepdad, this simping ass nigga being like, well, that's your job. And I'm like, listen, nigga, the only reason why you're even remotely here is because you nutted in my mother. Here's the thing, right? The thing about, I want to tell you something. The thing about my stepdad is why I don't like this nigga is because of this. First off, he proposed to my mother, right? Now, most people get on one knee. This nigga didn't do that. They were literally, what she told me, they were sitting on the couch, this love seat, that he said it's her, and he literally just turned to her and was like, want to get married? Now, a normal person would say no, but she was like, yeah, sure. I don't even think she was fully like confident in the whole marriage, but apparently it worked because now I have a sister that's 21 years younger than me. So basically, my friends were like, so that's your kid? I'm like, no, that's not my kid. Fuck that. But going back to the present, back to dishes, nowadays, I'm kind of used to how I get them niggas to, because I don't like them niggas, right? So how I get them to not talk to me, I do dishes so they leave me alone. And even then, when I do the dishes, they still find a way to bother me. Don't know why. Their whole reasoning, oh, we like AJ. No, the fuck you don't. If you did, you leave me alone. Right? I'm literally pleading to my mother, please divorce this nigga, right? This nigga's dog shit. But I can't. He's gonna help me with my child support. That's how it's gonna work. But the thing with the dishes is that now, like I said, nowadays, it doesn't matter. The only difference is that now it's a lot worse than it was when I was 15, 16. Back then they would just leave the dishes like in the sink. Nowadays they leave food on it, like whole chicken bones, half-eaten pizza, Alfredo. I think I had to replace a plate because that nigga took a bite out of it. But to make it even worse is that this nigga, he hates me, right? He hates me. It's a whole like testosterone kind of fight here. Even though I'm the son, I have priority. But since he's like, oh, I married her, I have the marriage license to prove it. And I'm like, I can rip that up at any time, all right? So you're not married anymore, right? The thing is that with this dude, he's like, well, since it's your job, whenever I do dishes, I'm over here, just wax off type shit, just scrub it, getting that workout in. I'm over here minding my business, nigga just walks up. So this is me, right? So I'm gonna be him. So I'm washing dishes, this nigga will walk up, what they play, as I'm about done, he'll walk up, and then walk away. I said, there's no problem. And I'm like, wait. This is the problem. He's like, well, what's the problem? And I'm like, do you not know what you just did? And he's like, well, I pay rent, you don't. I pay the bills, you don't. And I'm like, I at least have a say in this, right? No, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get mother to divorce you. That's what I'm gonna do, right? But I decided, you know what? I had enough, right? Some bullshit, right? So I told myself, I'm gonna do something about this, right? I'm gonna walk up to that nigga, look him right in the eye, being like, listen here, you little fat fuck, right? I went up to him. I told him how I was gonna walk up to him. I walked to his room, told him and I looked at him. I was like, you know something? He said, what? I said, I should say to you, and I did. That's it, thank you.
That was a botched handshake. I'm sorry you had to see that. Okay. That was his first time. Pretty amazing, right? Yeah. Can you give him another round of applause? Yeah. Thank you. Great job, AJ. All right, next up, another lovely performer. We got Ayush Patodia. I juked him out. He didn't think I was going to come from that side. How you guys doing tonight? Feeling good? You're going to have to give me more noise than that. Come on, how are you guys doing tonight? That's a little better, right. Spring break's coming up. Who's excited for spring break? Make some noise. Right. Are you guys ready for all the white people posting hashtag spring breakers, hashtag island girl, hashtag island boy? Right? Are you guys ready for that? I know I am. Yeah. I'm so ready. So, I had this thought recently, and it was like, who starts sperm banks? Like what do you call them? Are they like entrepreneurs? Businessmen? Like, what do you call a person that starts a sperm? Also, why? Why would you? That just seems like a weird business to start. I don't know if it's like an actual business. Anyways, who's religious in here? Wow, okay, we got a secular group. Nice. Yeah, I've for no particular reason, World War III. I've just been reading some scriptures, really putting in the work. Sorry, put in. Right, that whole situation is kind of crazy, right? Putin's like that crazy ex. It's like, I'm gonna take my shit back. And if any of you try and stop me, I'm gonna kill your car. Right? Like he's crazy, dude. And he looks like a Kinder Joy. That doesn't really help anything, any situation, right? The president of Ukraine, though, he's a great leader, right? Did you know Vladimir Zelensky is his name. He used to be a comedian, like a real comedian, and then now he's fighting in the front lines of a war. That's like if you gave one of us an ass slap and a rifle, and you're like, yeah, go get him. Like, what are we supposed to do? I'm 147 pounds on a good day. Like, but, I found out today was Ash Wednesday, and I was like, that's what's up, nice. Like, it's kind of a culty thing to me, you know what I mean? Like they all just have the fucking thing on their head. Any Catholics in here? Come on, I saw one come in. Like, I saw one person come in. Right. Are there any, other special days in the week for Catholicism today, this week? No? There's no, molest a kid Monday? Sorry, I'm not gonna focus it on you. I'm sorry that you're the only Catholic in here. My girlfriend used to be Catholic, if that makes it up to anyone. But she has ADHD, so they have to kick her out. Devil child. It's okay. So, and today my buddy Andrew told me, I'm kind of Catholic. I was like, what does that mean? Kind of Catholic. How are you kind of a religion? And he goes, if religion was
was like college sports. You know, there are pro athletes, there's mural sports, there's intramural. He said, I'm the guy that's shooting basketball at the park on a Sunday. Like, like he's not that, I'm not, like I was able to like connect with him because that's me with Hinduism. For those of you who don't know, Hinduism's a batshit crazy religion. Did you know there are 220 million gods in Hinduism? I can't even fucking think of 20 things that we need a god for. like 220 million? Is there like a god of shit or something? A god of pettiness? I don't know. Another thing is, gods come in all colors in Hinduism. There are black gods, there are white gods, there are brown gods. There are blue gods. They have blue skin. We worship Papa Smurf. What's next? Scooby-Doo? Who knows? Who knows? And then they come in like different forms. There's Ganesh, he's an elephant. There's Hanuman, he's a monkey. And I'll tell you stories about those gods. I don't know if these stories will be funny. They're just going to be stories. I'll start with Hanuman, because I think that's the less funny one. Hanuman, he's a monkey. And he was born in the monkey kingdom. And one day, he looked at the sun, and his Indian ass thought that the sun was a mango. And he was like, I'm gonna go eat the sun. And then when he got up there, the sun was a dude. And he was like, this isn't, and then he still tried to eat him. And so the sun smacked the shit out of Hanuman. And because he's like the apprentice to the air god in Hinduism, the air god took all the air and sealed it inside of a cave. All because Hanuman wanted to eat the sun. No one was able to breathe for like years. And then like after like a long time, the air god was like, you know what? It's cool, guys. I'll give you your air back. And so that's the story. That's it. That's all I can remember. And wait, hold on. Stop. No, you can't take me off, okay? And then now it's Ganesh. So he's the son of Lord Shiva and Parvati, and they're like the Zeus and Hera of Hinduism, right? They're like the main god and goddess, right? And one day Parvati was she was bathing in a river, and she was like, Ganesh, don't let anybody see me, right? And then Shiva, here comes this horny ass motherfucker. He's like, ooh, let me get some action. And then his son is like, no. Right. He was like, no. And so, because he's a good son, and he cock blocks his dad like a good son. And so Shiva, with the power that he has, opens his third eye, right? And he chops off his son's head. Yeah, I know, gory. Right. And then he's like, oh shit, I just chopped off my son's head. Let's fix this. And so he's like, guards, gods, whoever, go find the head of the first thing you see and chop it off and bring it to me. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. And then they found an elephant, and they were like, yeah, this works. And then they cut his head off, and then put it on the little boy. And now he's half elephant, half man. And that's the story of Ganesh, at least to what I know. Now you can clap a little bit. Thank you. And last thing before I get off is another name Ganesh goes by is Ganpati Bappa. And Bappa in Gujarati translates to old man. So I just think that it's funny that they're calling this elephant an old man. Thank you, that's what I said. My name is Ayush Patodia. I am the treasurer of the Comedy Conglomerate. If you want to give us money, please, I would really appreciate it. Because I know how much money we have. And I would wish to increase that. Yeah. So if you want to come up to me after the show, you can get my Venmo. Follow us on Instagram, comcon.vt. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for making my dream come true. My dream is to be a stand-up comedian.
Let's go. All right, okay. He's right. We're broke. Change that. All right, so next up we have our favorite Aussie, Dylan Hughson. All right?
Shout out to the Milk Parlor, by the way, for hosting us. Thank you again. Taking up 2 hours of your Wednesday. I have a friend who's come to a few of my shows now, and she told me recently that she doesn't like stand-up comedy, which was a nice way to let me know that she's no longer coming to my shows. I asked her why she doesn't like it. She said she doesn't like long jokes, long bits. So, in honor of her, I'm going to be telling a little knock-knock joke. How about you? To you. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Anyway. Ding dong dish that bitch. It's a great prank. I love pranks. I love tricks. I love tricks. I love pranks. You know what the greatest prank a parent can pull on their kid is? It's that thing, I call it farming. It's that thing where a kid will like come home and they'll be like, where's my dog, where's my cat? And they'll go up to mom, dad, where did Fluffy go? And their parents will be like, oh, Fluffy's off on this magical farm, you know, chasing animals, running around, having the time of its life. When really, your dad forgot you at basketball practice last night and backed out of the driveway a little too quickly. Now Fluffy's that little lump in your backyard. Yeah. Not talking from experience. Anyway. I thought I'd never been farmed before. And I mostly know this because I know what happened to each of my pets. My dog, she's still alive, thankfully. Don't worry, no Fluffy. Fluffy's my friend's dog. Anyway. I had fish who ate each other. Did you guys know fish were territorial? Now you do know. Fucking angel fish my ass. We had turtles, which we let go into the wild in true Australian fashion to introduce invasive species. And then I had a hamster, who we gave to my neighbor, and that got me thinking. I had a hamster when I was younger, and like a fresh college student, this hamster routinely tried to kill itself. Like it would jump behind the bed, try to feed itself to my dog. I swear one time it jumped in front of the Lego car I was playing with. The last thing. And so this hamster, one day I get back and my mother, it's just gone. And I asked my mother and she says, we've given it to the neighbor because you weren't responsible enough. You didn't take care of it enough. Which isn't something my mother would do, so I was a little confused. And I've been over to my neighbor's a ton of times, not out of choice, but I've been out to there a ton of times. And I never saw any sort of hamster thing. Like, I never saw any sort of hamster cage or hamster wheel or those big fat t-shirts that hamster owners wear that says, I have a hamster, I swear they're better than a dog or a cat. And I realized something. It's not like my mother to not give me a second chance to just give away my hamster. However, it is like my mother to mess up and then blame it on me so that she could teach me a lesson about responsibility. So I realized this one Saturday morning at 3 a.m. and I called my mother and she so lovingly answered saying, Dylan, what the fuck, it's 3 a.m. If this isn't a good reason, then I'm gonna disown you. Happy little mother stuff. And I said, Mom, remember that hamster I used to have? To which I heard a lot of whispering on the phone. My interpretation, I'm just gonna act it out a little bit. My dad's name is Ian, so she goes, Ian, what? It's your son. Is he drunk? No. Is he at a frat party? No. He's not my son. He's asking about that hamster. And he let out one of those big dad groans. I can hear that on the phone, like, oh. And he picks up the phone, and he says, Dylan, you never had a hamster. Good night. So not only are they lying to me about my hamster's death, but now they're gaslighting me into believing I never had a fucking hamster. And I said, no, Dad, you don't hang up on me. I know I had a hamster because it was fat, stupid, and suicidal, just like I was at that age. Bad joke, sorry. And so he hung up on that. That was his last straw. But you know what? I'm not through. I'm not through with my parents. I've got a plan. When I'm older, I'm going to fake my death. Which is how all good plans start. I'm going to fake my death. I'm going to hire an actor, and they're going to go to my parents. My parents are going to be crying, oh, boo-hoo, we only have 3 children left. They're going to be crying, and this guy's going to go to them and he's going to say, ma'am, sir, don't you worry. Your son is still alive. But we gave him to your neighbor because you weren't responsible enough. I hope you realize. Really shit on my parents at that bit. I do love my parents, I swear. I really love them. I don't think they love me, though. I know this because a few weeks after I moved to college, they took all the stuff in my room and shoved it into the attic. It's like they were like, hey, this guy has kind of a British accent. Maybe if we shove him in a dark corner and send him off to school, he'll come back with his wizard powers. It's another way I disappointed my parents. Not only did they move my stuff into the attic, but my mother sent me a picture of it, and she said, this is unorganized. When you get back, you have to clean this up or you're grounded. First of all, rude. Second of all, excuse me, you made this mess. So you know what? You clean it up before I get back or you're grounded, Dissy. Would never tell my mother that, oh my god. So, not only did my parents move my stuff though, they also stole a bunch of my stuff. Actually, not just my parents, my entire family stole some of my stuff. The nice, loving Australian family they are, descended from criminals. You can fucking tell. First of all, my brother stole my bed, which is not the thing he wants to steal, but whatever. He stole it because he's in New York now and he moved to his apartment in New York City. Like, why would you move a king-size bed into your apartment in New York City? You don't even fit in that apartment. And then I was downgraded to a single bed. Do you know what it's like to be downgraded from a double bed to a single bed? You go to sleep one night and then you wake up on the floor and go, I swear there was a bed right here. Oh, there it is. My mother, on the other hand, a bit more of a kleptomaniac, she stole my bedside table, my desk, and my $300 lamp, which she bought for my birthday. So now I know why she bought a $300 lamp. But it's okay. In return, she gave me a cardboard box, a much smaller desk with no drawer, and a flashlight dangling from the ceiling. But just a few weeks ago, my mother called me and she said, Dylan, you forgot to clean up your desk. And I said, oh no. She checked the drawer. What did she find in there? Probably some weird note or empty pack of cigarettes or my penis-shaped water gun. No, it's much worse. She says, Dylan, we found a condom. Sorry, no, let me rephrase. Dylan, we found a used condom. I don't remember really the used condom, but I'm disgusting, so like, just go with it. So how do you respond to your mother telling you that you have a used condom in your desk? Anybody? I know how I responded. I said, why is Dad leaving a condom in my desk? So my mother's rightfully like, what? And you know, I made up this lie. I may not have much moral integrity, but I have integrity, so I'm going to keep up this lie. I'm going to keep it going. And I said, yeah, I bet Dad left that in my desk. Insinuating either that my dad cheated on my mother, or I'm gaslighting her into believing she had sex sometime and forgot about it. And she says, Dylan, your dad got a vasectomy about 10 years ago. Like, all right. Also, he was with me when I found the condom. Also, we were on a call with their grandparents. So that's a nice talk I'm going to have with them. Best part is that it wasn't my condom. It was my brother's, which he admitted to me later. That's okay, you know. I always wanted a nephew. All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. Hope you have a great night.
All right, that was Dylan Hughson. Give him another round of applause for Dylan. Yeah. Here's my question. If Dylan didn't realize that condom, like if he knew that condom wasn't his the whole time, I feel like my question would have been, why is there a condom on my desk that's used? All right. So next up, we have, the best female comedian in our club, Sage Delong.
Hi guys, I'm cosplaying as a man today. I wore this shirt and I didn't shave my legs for a week, so yeah. I'm also the social media manager for a comedy club. I don't know if any of you guys follow us on Instagram. You totally should, at comcon.vt. You can kind of tell that it's the only girl running the club Instagram when it's all like flowers and rainbows, when it used to be like a black screen with Comic Sans writing like comedy show 7 p.m. I'm from Nova. I'm from Virginia. Anybody from Virginia in here? Shocking. I'm from Nova, and being from Nova is fun because it's kind of like going to a school, like I go to Tech, right? And I get to go to school with a bunch of people from my high school, but kind of like the worst people from my high school. It's like the one guy that was in my sophomore year biology class that like smelled like feet and breathed really heavily. He's just in my English class this year. Or like the girl that peaked in high school, but found out you could just join a sorority here and get the same experience, but it's like charity somehow. Like she'll come up to me at a party and she's like, oh my god, throwback, and like take a selfie with me. And then I'm assuming later goes to her hairdresser and goes, okay, you see this curly brown hair? The exact opposite of that. Don't do that. Hey, like, I want this, and then just shows a picture of hay, right? Like bleached hay hair. But yeah, I go to BT, sorry, I'm like looking at my hand here. And I'm from Nova, a lot of people from Nova here. And then I meet a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm from Nova, and I go, oh, cool, like what part? Like where are you from? And they go, oh, like Gainesville. That's not Nova. That's buh. That is just buh. There's no. You're lying to yourself if you think that. I'm from Nova. I know that because I have a superiority complex and my college tuition paid for by my parents. So that's cool. A lot of my friends went to UVA, right? Because they got in. And a lot of my friends went to JMU because they didn't get in here or UVA. And I'm kind of glad I went to Tech and didn't get into UVA because my frac shoes are from Walmart and theirs are like golden gooses, right? And a lot of you guys who are men, I'm assuming, don't know what that is. It's basically like if you took a pair of Converse, put them in a blender, took them out, and then threw a bunch of mud on them. And then a gold sticker and sold them for $600. That's what those are. But yeah, UVA, like, it kind of seems like a really shitty country club you can't leave. Like people are doing aggressive amounts of coke and breaking their friendships based on how much each other's summer houses cost. Like changing their legal ethnicity to Jergens Orange while complaining to their dad that he needs to sue their professor for making them do their homework. Like, Dad, my international politics teacher made me color in the entire United States map. And my hand's gonna cramp up this weekend, and we have a shotgun race versus Uzma Kappa that I cannot lose. You better call and sue this woman, or I swear I'm telling Mom that you're sleeping with another one of your secretaries. I told my friend from UVA that joke, and she was like, that's actually really funny because a lot of people's parents cheat on each other here. And I was like, that's awful. What? She was like, yeah, classic. And I was like, okay. I'm kind of glad to, I didn't have to buy my way into Tech, right? I just applied as an English major at a STEM school. Life hack. I'm just saying, my last English class, we went over metaphors and similes. I learned that in first grade. But yeah, it's great. Tech's great. I think a lot of UVA people, their joke for us is like, I make fun of UVA, whatever. They go, oh, like you're from Tech, so you're fucking poor. I'm like, whoa, you're not wrong. Though my parents are fine, I'm in Kroger like, do I need these tampons? Would it be cheaper to just get pregnant this month? Honestly, I'm thinking short term, not long term, right? And then like every college, those 3 colleges all have their smells, right? Like JMU smells like dog food. That's true. Do you know that? It literally smells like dog food there. And then we smell like the mountains and engineer majors' tears. And then UVA smells like, I'm assuming, a rolled up dollar bill. So, yeah, that's all. Thank you guys so much.
All right, let's go see Delong. That's great. And I'm sensing a trend here. We all have shitty parents. 2 things that go into being a comedian: being depressed and having shitty parents. So if you have shitty parents, consider it. All right. Next up, we have Anthony. So get your hands around for Anthony, all right?
What? Why did the clapping stop? Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Hey. Thank you very much. That was my set, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'll say it. All right. Well, guys, I want to tell you about a little story. Okay, I just forgot this. 1 second. Okay, here's the story. My friends and I, we went into Walmart to illegally purchase alcohol under the age of 21 with a fake ID, which is a class 1 misdemeanor, but that's not important to the story. So we go to Walmart, and I noticed that like this trend in Walmart. All of the people who go to Walmart are like surprisingly ugly. Has anyone noticed that? And then it hit me. We live in Blacksburg, right? And there's only 2 groups of people who live in Blacksburg. I'm not going to specify to you which one is the ugly group. Okay, here are the 2 groups. People who came to Blacksburg for VT, and people who are native to Blacksburg. Now, I'm not saying which group is the ugly one, but it's the people native to Blacksburg. I mean, it looks like their genetics have stayed in the family for like 7 generations. Their mother, their brother, their sister, and their uncle are all the same people. It just does not make sense. Alright, I'm gonna tell you guys another story. My friends and I, this time we're not purchasing alcohol. We went to a restaurant, and we're in the restaurant, and I have to go take a whiz. So I'm in the stall, and I notice in the stall next to me my friend's shoes. And so naturally, I say something that anyone else would say. I say to my friend, "You want to get in the same stall?" Now, keep in mind, this is not my friend, this is some stranger. So the dude, in the most masculine voice I've ever heard, says, "What did you say to me?" And I am freaking out right now. I am trying to go max speed and flush the toilet, and I'm rushing out of the stall. I open the stall, he opens it at the exact same time. We come face to face. Actually, it's not really face to face. The dude is a foot shorter than me. He looks up to me. He says, "Hey buddy, you better watch who you're messing with." And I'm looking down at him, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm watching." Dude, don't threaten someone who can play leapfrog by stepping over you, okay? I then watched him struggle to reach the soap dispenser. Alright, the comedy club told me that I'm really bad at transitions, so this is my next joke. That's the transition. Alright, my next joke is this. Actually, it's not a joke, it's a story. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm in this one lecture hall. Did everyone here drink enough? I was in this lecture hall. Okay, can we get a round of applause for me, please? Yeah. Okay. I've been going to this lecture hall for half the semester, and there's this one chair that I really like. And And I come early to the class every day just to sit. What did you drink? I want some. And no one has ever laughed at me. Well, keep it going. Everyone else do the same. So, there's this one chair I really like in one of my lecture halls. And this chair is like the best of the best. It is extra cushiony, it is larger, and it's good for my ass. It is easier to access than other chairs in the hall, and it's closer to the exit. All of these pros. So I come to class early just to sit in this chair. And it sounds too good to be true. That's because it is. It is the handicap seat. Did not know that. And then it hit me. I've seen every single class this one handicapped dude come 10 minutes late, and he always comes in slowly and struggles to find a chair. And I realized I've been taking a seat. And I felt so bad, man. I felt so horrible. In case you're wondering, I still sit there anyways, but like, I mean, come on. This is an equal society. Early bird gets the worm, bro. If he really wanted it, he'd like wheel in like 5 minutes earlier. Come on. All right, that's my set. Please raise your clap. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, no, hold up. You're a villain. I just want to say, you're straight up villain. It's like, what the fuck? Anyways, y'all ever been sitting in a bathroom stall and you see wheelchairs roll by and you're like, because you're in the big one? I get it. I take it every time, though. I get it. All right, so next up, everybody's favorite, Pablo Diaz.
How are we doing tonight? Yeah? You better laugh too. So, in case you didn't hear, my name is Pablo. No, my parents did not think that through. I can guarantee you that 50% of the time I meet someone new in Blacksburg, they'll just go, "Oh, Pablo? Like Pablo Escobar?" Out of all the famous Pablos out there, you know, there's Pablo Picasso, the painter, there's Pablo Neruda, the poet, Pablo the penguin. But no, usually my response is, yeah, smartass. My parents decided to call me Pablo after the most famous Colombian drug lord in human history because they saw a bright future ahead of me. Yeah, shout out to the show Narcos for not helping me get a Tinder date ever. I actually, my freshman year, I was in physics class, my first day of the semester. And after the first lecture ended, I walked up to the podium to introduce myself to the professor. Now, if you're a student, you will do this for two different reasons. The first one is you already know the professor. Maybe you're interested in doing research with them, or you've already taken a class with them, and you want to say hi. The second one is you read the syllabus and you realize there's no way in hell you're going to pass the class or get through the week. So that was my reason for going up. So I went up to the professor and I go, "Hey, my name is Pablo. I hope we're going to have a great semester. I really like physics." And he goes, "Oh, Pablo." Like the famous one? This man was convinced I had a bag of cocaine at my ass, okay? And he was so convinced, I started to question if I had a bag of cocaine at my ass. So, anyways. So in case my name didn't give it away, I'm not from the US. I was actually born in Spain, and I moved to the US when I was 12. And, you know, out of all the places I could have moved to, you know, in the US, when you think about the US and Europe, you're like, oh yeah, there's California, there's New York, there's Florida. I moved to the whitest town in Massachusetts. Yeah, Massachusetts. The spirit of America. The place where they hunt Republicans for fun. See, people tend to think that people from Massachusetts are a little pretentious. I just like to think of them as wicked smart assholes, or massholes for short. Yeah, they all look the same. They're all really fancy with their corsets. They all have a house in Cape Cod for the summer. They all have a very unhealthy obsession with Tom Brady. Tom Brady moved to the Buccaneers because he feared for his life. He was too afraid he was going to get cloned at some point. Yeah, Massachusetts. They call it Dunkin' Donuts Dunks. They just had to cut the word by a whole syllable. You know how they say that America runs on Dunkin'? Well, Dunkin' runs on massholes, basically. So, shortly after I moved to the US, I started high school. If you think your high school experience was bad, I went to school with a bunch of massholes. And I think that Hollywood made a very unrealistic vision of what American high school looks like for international students like me. So I just imagine, walking through the main entrance, and Zac Efron is there to high-five me. There's a flash mob after class every day. Girls wear pink on Wednesdays all the time. There's always a group of cheerleaders chanting something random every time the football team quarterback breathes. It happens, And there's not forget about, prom, Thanksgiving, the winter ball. All of it is bullshit. All of it. Even, I expected teachers to be very invested in your future, and they will always push you to follow your dreams. Well, that was also bullshit. I had a teacher named Mrs. Allen, and she had a very peculiar personality. Because she was what I like to call a diet racist, which means that she was racist, but she didn't know that what she was saying was really racist. And so, one of the things she said, during the first week of class, she was talking about herself, and she said, yeah, I actually just have a new niece. Her name is Nora, which means light, even though she looks like Pocahontas. Yeah. I guess, if you're a Native American, your name can't be Nora. So, she also she was very discriminative against Native Americans. One of the things she mentioned was, I never understood what the deal with Native Americans was. I mean, if they could take down a buffalo, a white man should be no problem. Homegirl, that's because buffaloes can't use guns. And the most awkward anecdote from that is she liked to, whenever we talked about World War II, she liked to go around the room to see who would be a good candidate of the Aryan race. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. That was my reaction. And so, yeah, she would just go around the room and say, hey, if you think you would be a good member of the Aryan race, or you have the physical characteristics of an Aryan, raise your hand. Well, guess what? I'm not a good candidate of the Aryan race, for some reason. Probably because, she thought that I was named after Pablo Escobar, so. That's my bit. Thank you for coming tonight.
Can we get another round of applause for Pablo Diaz? Let's go! My diet racist? No. All right. So next up, we have a performer who's never been on the stage before. His name is Robbie Hopkins. So give him a big round of applause. Robbie? Oh. I guess I'll stay here. Oh, there he is. Hey, there you go. Come on, nice job. There we go. What an opportune time to use this.
Give it up for the guy that didn't know he was next, so he's in the bathroom taking a piss. Woo! That was a surprise. You do not want to hear your name called when you're in the bathroom. All right, let's give it up for everybody we've seen so far. Let's give them a big round of applause. It's been a fun show. We got some more guys to go. I'm the minority of the group, as you can tell. I'm the only old white man. We got to do it. We want to get a loan. We got to get an old white man. This is an experience. Thank you for whoever it was that bought me that beer earlier. I really appreciate it. I was back in the green room, and somebody went up to the bar and said, "Hey, I'd like to buy that old man comedian a beer." And they said, which one are you talking about? And I said, the one with the ears. I was like, "Bitch, I can hear you." I've had an interesting day. Let's keep that going. Yes, I need more of that. Let's keep that going. You're gonna love this one. So I have an interesting day. I had a chiropractor appointment. I was talking to everybody in the group earlier this week about relating to the crowd, so this is really gonna kill. Okay, so I had a chiropractor appointment. I was driving there, and I was behind this truck, and they had one of those wraps on the truck, and the wrap said, "Stand for the flag, kneel for the cross." And on that wrap was a cross draped in a flag. And I was like, wow, it's the ultimate redneck paradox. What do they do? They're just like, no. This hurts. I went to the chiropractor today. No, not going to do it. I feel like that was a prank by the person that made that rap, and I love that guy for that. That was awesome. Guys, this is my first time doing stand-up in 2 years, and I really missed this. This is a lot of fun. I ran the Blacksburg Comedy Club for about 3 years until the pandemic hit, and also I ran it into the ground. So, but we're bringing it back. We're doing that, and this is a lot of fun. People are like, yeah, comedy, it's just like riding a bike. Well, I turned 40 this year, and I just tried to ride a bike. It's not that fucking easy, folks. I'm on stage tonight just like, I got this. All right. So I went to the chiropractor. It was a lot of fun. If you like being the bad guy in the Chuck Norris movie, because they just fuck you up. And I told that to my chiropractor, and he's like, if you really want to break somebody's neck, it's not like they do it in the movies. It's like this. And I was like, whoa! You chill the fuck out, chiropractor guy. We just met. I have been going to the doctor, getting all my checkups, turning 40 this year. My doctor, he came to me and he had this real somber look on his face, and he said, I got to talk to you about your cholesterol. And I was like, oh, fuck, whatever, let's go. It's not about this, we're good, all right. But then he also talked to me, a different doctor talked to me about how I have this thing called social anxiety. So it would have been a nice note before I started stand-up comedy. But he's like, it's not a big deal. It's just basically like a small talk disorder. Like you just don't like having small talk. So I was really freaked out, and I went to all my ex-girlfriends. I called them up and I said, hey, I've got this STD. And then I just hung up because I was like, I don't really want to do small talk. So, but I've been trying to get right. I've been trying to eat right. I switched from regular to peanut M&Ms. I started going to the gym a lot more because I wanted to lose $400. I was at that point where it's like, okay, I'm either going to have to go to the gym, I'm going to have to get right, or I'm going to have to buy new clothes. And I've been working hard. I'm proud to say that I bought stretchy jeans. I'm the only 40-year-old that you'll ever see that's still going through puberty. The balls, the pubes on my balls that have come in, they're already turning gray. Occasionally my voice still cracks. And I have this thing called premature ejaculation. Hopefully that won't be a problem on stage tonight, but I am very excited to be up here with you guys tonight. So watch after that. Oh, shit. You guys like impressions? Yeah! Fuck yeah. Somebody yell one out. Elmo. All right. So my impression of Elmo is he's like this puppet, and he got the guy that did the Elmo got in trouble a few years back. All right, that is my impression of Elmo. Thank you. All right, I recently graduated college. Community college. Gotcha, bitches. Yeah, it still counts, kind of. I went to community college because my college ID it doubled as a fishing license, so that was nice. I noticed a trend at community college. Everybody there wears the shirt of the school that they really go to. They're like, I don't actually go here. I go to Virginia Tech. I go to Radford. I don't go to fucking New River. So I wore my G.I. Joe t-shirt, and I was like, I don't really go here. I'm part of a counterterrorism organization that's fighting evil Cobra, so you and me, guy, we're together. Community college was a really good place. I learned a lot. I knew I was in the right place when I went to class and I was walking down the hallway and there was this poster on the wall, and it was of a cowboy at a campfire and he's reading a book. And the title of that book was Book. Because they just don't give a fuck at community college. They just phone it in, and it's great. It's a great place for me. I am married, as you can see. Sorry, ladies. Too bad. I'm married, and my wife wanted to be here tonight, but she hates what I do. She kind of treats my comedy career like she treats our sex life. She's like, you know, he's not very good at it, but he's only been doing it a couple of years, and I always just like get really nervous, and then I call my mom afterwards. So yeah, we like to watch Jeopardy. Any Jeopardy fans in the house? All right, that's close enough. We like Jeopardy. She's not very good at it though. She was homeschooled, so that's a great advantage for me. That's why I like watching Jeopardy. It's always like this person had been in the cotton gin. She's like, who is mom? Who is dad? I'm like, no, you moron, it's Benjamin Franklin. So I'm not very good at it either. Is AJ still here? AJ, you back there?
Barely.
My man, all right, don't listen to this joke. All right, so I want to give you guys a little marriage advice because I'm hitting my target audience. When I got married, I found out a key lesson. When you cuddle on the couch and you let your wife lay on you, it's the sweetest thing in the world. And when I lay on my wife, I'm a lazy piece of shit who needs to go do the dishes. Sorry, I know dishes are a thing. All right, I'm going to leave you with a couple things. I do have a wonderful daughter. She's the love of my life. She's 6 years old now. When she was 6 months old, we taught her a very important thing, and that's when you can't communicate with words, you need to use sign language to communicate your needs. So she was really smart. She took a hold of it really quickly. She knew that this means milk. I think I heard it. All right, you guys don't know sign language. All right. And that this means more. And whenever Daddy says, all right, honey, it's time to take a nap, I need some alone time, she would go, thank you, all right, thank you, you've been a terrific audience. Let's get Ezana back up here, he's probably taking a piss.
Sorry, you got me, man. That's crazy. Oh man, can we get another round of applause for Robbie? That was incredible. That was incredible. Also, one other thing. Shout out to you right there. You're carrying these laughs. Jesus, I love you. You're great. All right. Sorry. It's like a bird. All right. So next up, hold on. Oh, I forgot. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That laugh wiped my memory. All right, so next up we got Doc. All right, so I know you said there's only one for you. We got Doc. Let's go. Another round of applause. Come on.
Hey everybody, put your hands together for Ezana Mekonnen. Give them a nice round of applause. And keep it going for her. Also, everybody else that you've seen tonight, if you don't mind, put your hands together and cheer for them as well. So I just want to share a little something. I'm not going to be on stage for very long this evening, but I do want to let you know I've reached a certain milestone in my life. I am a little bit older than your previous comedian, but I am proud to say that I finally named my penis. Yeah, I'm proud to say that. You know, if you don't know this, this is a kind of rite of passage for most men, right? Guys, he said as he looked down and looked away from me. It is kind of a rite of passage for many men. You have this whole thing about you're supposed to name your penis or something like that. And for me, what bothered me was, well, what if I name it and then I want to change it, right? Like, what if I get a name and I don't like it after a while? I mean, my birth name was Robert, and everybody called me Bobby, and I hated Bobby. So what if I did that with my penis? Right? Well, what if I named it something like Timex, takes a licking, keeps on ticking, something like that. You know, heroin, is it in you? That kind of thing. Gatorade, same thing. But anyway, I did finally name my penis. You guys want to know what I named my penis?
Yes!
I named my penis The Truth. You know why? Because you can't handle the truth! That's right, and sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth is hard to swallow. But you gotta learn to love the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Because it is the truth that'll set you free. Thank you guys very much. Keep it going for Ezana, all right? Careful.
I sincerely hope I never learn the truth. Okay. Next up is Malhar. Everybody give him a round of applause. Here we go.
I can't see anyone. Nice. Ma'am, please laugh. Alright, okay, So, my name's Malhar. I'm from India, but I don't sound like I'm from India. I sound like I'm being badly dubbed in British, because I am British. Yeah. Anyway, today I just kind of wanted to talk about a few things, but mostly what I did over my winter break, right? I went to go see my parents over the winter break. Now my parents live in Dubai. Context. Dubai is a very different city from what you may know. It's just like, the concept of rich and poor are just completely different in Dubai, right? This will come in later on in the story. But anyway, I got to catch up with my family, got to see my brother. My brother's a hilarious guy, right? He was just talking to my mom. He was having a heated debate with my mom, right? I look at him, I go, fam, you got too many opinions. He goes, nah, bruh. Like, this man's lived in California for like 6 months. He goes, nah, bruh. It's 2022. You gotta have opinions about everything. I was like, what? What? He's like, yeah, test me. I was like, calm. Quantum physics. Nah, don't feel it. Like, what? There's just something quantum about the physics. I was like, what? What is that supposed to mean? But yeah, he says the most outrageous shit. Once I heard my mom call him downstairs. I go, she said, come down right now, right? And as he passed my room, this is all I heard. As he passed my room. He went, Harry Potter and the audacity of this woman. I was like, where are you getting this from? But yeah, I met him. That was nice, and we did normal stuff for the first 10 days of the holiday. And like a few days in, my dad at the breakfast table, he goes, "Get ready. We're having a long day ahead." Like, why? It's like, we're going to the zoo. Now, give me a cheer if you like animals. Yay! Give me a cheer if you like dogs. Cats? Wow, you really like cats. Okay, cool. So, anyway, so he's like, yeah, I was excited. Like, going to the zoo. Amazing. So, we go out. It's an hour's drive, you know. I'm just sitting, chilling, you know. Whether in the car, you're listening to music, you're in your own music video, right? So I was just out there, I was just popping off, like, I've never been with a baddie. Madison, but I'm cool now, Maddie. What's alright to the left of the alley? Okay, I'm not doing the whole thing, okay? But I unironically listen to that, okay? Don't judge me. But yeah, so we get there, I get out of the car, and I don't see a zoo. I'm looking at kilometers of desert, just empty desert, and I'm just like, where's the zoo? Then I get a tap on my back, and I turn around. I'm staring at a palace, right? Up in like Arabian Nights kind of, like a palace, right? And my dad's like, we're at the zoo. What? We're staring at a huge gate, right? We're staring at a huge gate. And he's like, wait for it. Wait for what? But then, he's staring at this huge gate, right? And then, 5 minutes later, a door to the right of the huge gate opens. A small man walks out. He goes, Habibi, cool. What is going on, right? So we walk inside. We get inside the enclosure, right? And I immediately saw biomes change. I saw desert outside, tropical rainforest inside, right? Now context is, we were in some very rich person's backyard. He had a zoo in his backyard, right? And like, I was being a dickhead, okay? I was like, yo, it's not even that good. Animals aren't even that great, right? What's going on? So for like the first 10 minutes, I was just shitting on this like man's private collection of animals. I was just like, bro, this is not even like anything good here, right? Until we pull up to this one cave, right? We pull up to this one cave, and the short man, he paused. He looks back at us. He goes, monkey. What the fuck? Why'd you tap your chest like that? Huh? What's going on? He tapped his... and then he starts talking about this monkey, right? and he's saying stuff like, yeah, it's a blue monkey. Like the whole monkey, like it's got a blue face, right? The whole monkey's blue. I'm like, what is going on here? So I step up to take a closer look, right? I couldn't believe it, right? I step up to take a closer look to see the monkey, right? And as I step closer to see the monkey comes closer to the cage, right? And he raises his hand out at me, and I raise out like my hand out at him, right? And I was like, I'm gonna have a moment, right? I'm the man, he's the monkey, right? You know, it's gonna be the advanced was the predecessor. It's gonna be a great moment, right? And as our hands touched, he just dabbed me up. You trying to get in? Yeah, you trying to rush? Like, what? What? Where's this monkey fraternity going on? What's happening? But then yeah, I was like, and yeah, I know, at this point you're like, Malhar, keeping animals in a cage is cruelty. It's animal cruelty, right? If I told you what his cage looked like, you're gonna be like, Slusher is animal cruelty. Right? Like, you're gonna think tech, like the dogs at tech are animal cruelty, right? This man, he had like a studio cage, right? Right? One bed, one bath thing. Like, he was all alone, right? Air conditioning on his cage. right? Throughout all the weather, like throughout everything, air conditioning, right? My man had Wi-Fi. I was like, why does the monkey need Wi-Fi? You know what the guy said? He said the monkey likes to look at monkeys in the wild and laugh at them because he's living a good life. He's like, what is going on with this monkey? What am I witnessing? What is this fever dream? Man, what is happening? But yeah, that was the blue-faced monkey, bro. I looked at the population later on. You can Google this, you can fact check me. The population is unknown. They don't know how many of these monkeys are outside. They just got monkeys blue. Like, I don't know where they found them. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, we passed a few cages and, you know, I was just walking around and then I saw flamingos in the desert. They weren't even caged. They just chose to stay. Flamingos migrate, bro. They migrate. They leave. These flamingos just stay. This one flamingo was like, "You trying to get in?" I was like, "What? What is happening? What is this fraternity thing going on?" But yeah, the flamingos were like, "Yeah, right." He built a tropical rainforest in his backyard. All the while, I was trying to shit on this man's backyard. Yeah, he built a tropical rainforest in his backyard. But yeah, at one point he got us into this one room. And all of us just, our jaws on the floor. And I'm looking up. And like 5 minutes later, I was just like, are we gonna address the elephant in the room? Like, the literal elephant in the room. Are we gonna talk about the elephant? He's like, Bombay. I was like, what? Stop tapping your chest! Stop tapping, what's that? That doesn't make sense. But yeah, he took us to see a lot of wild animals that day. In someone's backyard, and near the end, I just heard like, whoo, whoo. I was like, there's a dog here. There's a dog here. A familiar face, you know? And then I was like, where's the dog? He goes, this man didn't speak anything for like this and like speaking the names of the animals, right? So he goes, I'm like, okay, cool. And then I look at the dog, right? Bro, it's like nothing I've ever seen. Like, I usually recognize dog breeds, right? Yeah, German Shepherd, thingamajig, whatever its face is. But like, I couldn't recognize this dog, right? And at the end, right, I was just like, what is this? He taps his chest, he goes, 2. They're like, what? 2 of what? 2,200,000? There's just like 2 of these ever? I don't know. This dog looked really expensive, bro. And then I was so gassed, I was just like, Malhar. Take me. But thank you so much, that's been my set. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.
All right, can we get another round of applause for Malhar in the zoo? Yeah! I feel like I want to move to Dubai so I can be put in the zoo. Holy shit, that sounds great. If you laugh, you're racist. Okay. All right, he was actually our last performer. Follow us on Instagram, we're comcon.bt. Okay, we're also on Facebook, on YouTube. Go check us out. Give our comedians money. All right, so yeah, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you guys. It's been a good show.